Across live to Middle East expert and publisher of Politics First magazine, Marcus Papadopoulos, who's joining us live from London now. Thanks so much, Marcus, for joining us. So, why would Turkish armed forces fire shells across the Syrian border?
Well, what is clear is that the Turkish government's objective of trying to overthrow the Syrian government through the use of Islamic terrorists has failed. And Turkey's role, its links to Islamic terrorism in Syria, is being exposed for the whole world to see. Now, why would the Turkish military start shelling Syrian territory? Well, I think there's a number of reasons for that. In recent months, the Syrian army, backed by the Russian military air campaign, is advancing rapidly along the Syrian-Turkish border. They are liberating areas from ISIS occupation, from al-Nusra occupation, and also at the same time, in the east of the country and central along the border, Syria's Kurds, the YPG, are also liberating areas along the Syrian-Turkish border. So the Turkish government could be shelling those parts of Syria where the Syrian army is and the YPG is as a warning shot to try and deter the Syrian army from liberating its own territory, and also from the Kurds as well, because obviously Turkey has a very, very complex relationship with the Kurdish forces. Also, it could be an act of provocation. Turkey might be trying to provoke the Syrian army in particular to respond to the shelling, so that Turkey has a reason to stage some sort of military intervention into Syria.
Well, that certainly remains to be seen, as at this point we are still awaiting the reaction from Turkey to these allegations. But what's your take on the situation? What reaction do you expect from Turkey?
Well, Turkey will categorically deny it, and no matter how persuasive, how concrete the evidence is that the Russian Defense Ministry has, America and Britain, Turkey's main backers in the world, will simply dismiss the evidence. Why? Because since the end of the Second World War, beginning of the Cold War, America and Britain have pursued a very, very close strategic working relationship with Turkey. In effect, the Americans and the British have given Turkey a blank check to do what it wants in the region. So, for example, after the first Gulf War, American and British warplanes would patrol the north of Iraq to protect the Kurds from Saddam Hussein's forces. But those planes, when they were going back to their base in Turkey, would pass Turkish airplanes on their way to actually bomb the Kurds in northern Iraq. And then, of course, at the moment in northern Iraq, the Turkish government has deployed Turkish forces into northern Iraq, which of course is completely at odds with the UN Charter and international law. And also, of course, if we go to Cyprus, Cyprus was invaded in 1974 by Turkey illegally. They ethnic cleansed the Greek Cypriots of northern Cyprus. Now, on all three occasions, America and Britain have been silent.
All right, Marcus, thanks for sharing your point of view with us here on this. Marcus Papadopoulos, Middle East expert and publisher of Politics First magazine.